Yeah, everyone, how we doing? Well, we're all happy today because we won that game. And were we surprised? No, we shouldn't have. That should have been an easy win, but nothing's easy for us anymore. Like we should have won against Everton, we lost. We should have beat West Ham. We got a draw. We should have got beaten by Crystal Palace, stole a win. That's what I mean. Everything's up and down with this club. Yeah, but thankfully today we actually created chances, but that's because they were dire. They were absolutely dire. I mean, there's nothing I can say about this team that can say that, yeah, oh, we stole it today. They were just. I mean, I have to admit that's the worst Wolves team I've seen, and they're going down. There's no. They're 100% going down. There's no saving them. Now I know they've changed the manager, but this is not about the manager. This is down. They've got similar. Now, I felt cheated because I wanted our fans to join in with the Wolves fans, get on with the Glazer out. We want the Glazers out, but they didn't, and it was a shame. It was a moment missed. Now, I'm hoping. Now this is going to sound crazy because I was actually hoping. No, I wasn't hoping. That's a lie. Because deep down, as much as I don't like the manager, I always want Man United to win. Whether I like the manager, whether I like the board, separate. That's a different agenda. But I always want the team to win. Now, sorry, just give me 1 second. Does that make me a bad person? I hope not. But, this is what I mean? It's so hard following Man United in trying to change your ways and trying to change your philosophy because it's like an agenda now. You want the team to do well, but under this ownership, the manager, the board, they're all bad. They're all bad. And for me, if you want to change one, you change it's all. Now the crazy thing is, all we seem to be doing, we're taking the easy option by sacking the manager, where he is at fault, but there's a bigger problem. And until the bigger problem never gets resolved, the other issues are never going to get resolved. And it's fine making a scapegoat of the manager. But if you back your manager in every way and he fails, then I would say, yep, do you know what? He deserves it. You bring a manager to the club that doesn't play your philosophy. He doesn't play in the Man United way, not in any way, shape or form. Yeah, you bring him to the club. And then you get players like Dorgu. Do you know what I mean? What can I say? There is nothing else. That in itself self-explanatory. You bring a manager in, then you tie both his hands up by bringing him. You say you're going to back the manager, and yet you get him a player like Dorgu. Dorgu not today, not tomorrow. Now, this is not an agenda against Dorgu, I promise you it's not. But what it is, I'm calling it. Listen, for years we've been accepting. Now, do you know what the crazy thing is? This problem was here before Fergie. Now, Fergie used to hide it, and the reason he hid it, he tried to hide it to a certain extent, and he got away with it because he always knew how to, or he found a way to win. And he had players that were playing out of their skins more or less every week. So, and the most important thing, he had consistency out the team. Everyone, now, when you have a team where only two players are giving you 110, but everyone else is giving you 40%, you're never going to win. And these two players are going to get burnt out. But if you've every week got 7 out of 11, you've got 8 players giving you a solid 7 or 8 out of 10 a week, you're going to win more games. You're going to score more goals. You're going to defend better. You're just going to be a better team. Now, that's what he had. And he got away with it. Even though the crazy thing is I think we ruined Alan Smith by playing him in midfield, even though he wasn't a midfielder. Because he was like a sparky. Oh, right, okay. I'm not getting carried away here, right? But he was in a similar mould. He was strong. He could hold the ball up. He'd bring other people into play. He'd pass it around. He'd put the head when people were putting the boots in. And because of that ethos, we thought he could be a midfield. Don't get me wrong, he played there. But I thought his career nosedived after that, especially after his injury. He was never the same player again. Now, we stuck by him, but then if you follow where he went after that, he didn't do well. Now, now we were Man United. And this is how bad it was. We all know we're Man United. I don't need to keep going on about Man United. But the problems that were there then. Because the Glazers would not get him a midfielder, and Fergie used to cover it up by saying there's no value in the market, there's this, there's that, there was always something else other than getting him. Smith went into midfield in 2005-06 season, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he broke his leg, so it was in that season 05-06. He went in midfield after Keno, the Keno. And to be fair, do you know this biggest crime that Keno made? He just said some home truths. Like he said them then. Now check the irony. He said them then. After United got smashed by Middlesbrough 4-1, and he went on about some players. That's all he did. He didn't say anything wrong, and that was banned, and the video's been stripped and been burnt out, so no one can ever see it. But if you look at what we've done since Sir Alex, every week it's the same. Every record that United have had has been broken. Every team comes to United. I mean, Wolves last year broke their record for after God knows. They beat United twice in one season after so many years. You know, all these records, Newcastle, the Wolves, West Ham, teams are coming to United and winning. And like, no one's scared of us. No one is scared of us. I mean, Roy Keane made a great point the other day. After the West Ham game, he goes, everyone was walking and applauding the fans. I get that, because they've come. The fans have come from all over the world just to watch dross football. And the least these flipping mercenaries can do is appreciate the fans. Now they've got to work and make that money. And then some people are travelling all over the UK to get back to go to work in the morning. These players don't care. They go back in their gold bed, gold plated sheets and gold bars, and they sleep on them. Do you know what I mean? It just when I was watching them in their heyday, they used to care. At least it looked like they care. But now they don't even bother. We've just dropped 2 points against West Ham, and they're walking around like they're everyone's best friend. What's that all about? Do you know what I mean? You played the most turgid football for every game's 100 minutes now. Gone are the 2-3 minutes. Like we were winning 4-1. Right, Wolves hadn't had a kick in the game, and the referee decides to add 9 minutes. Are you having a laugh, referee? What a joke! Just put 4 minutes, cut the game. They're never going to. Are they going to score 3 goals in 9 minutes when they've not scored any all year? You stuck on 9 minutes. It's just a joke, absolute joke. Now, to be fair, I don't have a lot to say because today, and that's really odd. Because of late, I've not been able to shut up. But this is a false dawn, and I don't want to get carried away with it. The false dawn is it's Wolves. They've got like 2 points. Say no more. Say no more. So if we're going away saying we're back and we're this and that, relax. Amarin's not out of jail. Kobe's not out of jail. But what did Kobe do right this week to get 10 minutes extra? He came on, and I wrote it down what the minute he came on. He came on in the 77th minute. He didn't even get on to the game. And it's just criminal. To me, that in itself is the biggest mystery why this guy's not getting played every week. He should be a starter every week. 50% fit. Ten Hag playing him because he knew what this kid gives him. Have you forgotten this goal he scored? Was it in February? It was February last year, wasn't it? When he came on and went in the 97th minute, he scored that winner. And that was after Rashford scored an absolute belter in that game as well. And it was ironic because but that was just after the weekend where he was meant to be in, but he was out in Ireland kind of thing. And then he's come on and he's had a couple of great games. And I remember Rashford, I'm sure it was that game where Rashford scored an absolute corker. But anyway, that Rashford's a different story. I hope. Coming back to today. So, the manager Paul went with the right team. I was surprised with him dropping Xerxes, but I went with it because he knew Cunha would have come in, would have been hungry. So I cut him a bit slack. So he probably the best team to go on. And I've been saying it for weeks now. United play better when Mason Mount starts. He's not a sub that you can bring on. He has to start games to have an impact. Because when he comes on as a sub, stop getting carried away with that. The half an hour he had in European football last year, That was last year. That was a one-off. This is the reality. And if you notice, that game, that half an hour, took that much out of it. He was never the same playing for the rest of the season. So it's a new season. Let's keep this guy fit. And there's more chance of him getting injured, coming on cold, someone running right through him. That's it. He's done. So let's start him every game. And he's clever enough. And to be fair, he was netting the play. We actually looked decent today. They were really bad, but was it because Mount was in there fresh legs and he was in and out and netting football? Saying that, I say fresh legs. We only play one game a week. Last week was the first week that we played 3 games. Well, it was going to be 3 games in 8 days on Monday. So I'm not getting carried away with it. I'm not getting carried away with the result. And the other thing I was going to mention, were Wolves really bad today? Or was it the fact that Dallo played better because Mount was there all the time? So we'll have to see how that develops. But so I'm not going to say much on. I thought Mount had a bad. What's he called? Ahmad. I thought Ahmad was really disappointing today. So many times he got in great positions, but yeah, they all played it or killed it. In fact, he wasn't the only one. If Paul Scholes was playing today, Cunha would have had 6. That's the difference between playing with these players and a world-class player who knows the right pass. And you can't fault Paul Scholes for that, because he always knew pretty much he always seen that guy making that run, and he would always just find him and bang, pass right into him in his stride, bang. Where this, time and time again, we had some great opportunities, but we just naive in front of goal and taking a touch too many or just doing the wrong thing. Why is that? It's like they're too scared to risk. They're playing safe and doing the wrong, and by doing that, they're doing the wrong thing. I don't want to give harsh ratings. I really don't. I'm not even going to give ratings today because it's not a game you can give ratings because Wolves are that bad. But the only thing I would say, the man of match for me was out 2 players, Cunha and Mount. But I'm going to go with Mount just because I thought Mount edged it. And he took his goal well as well. And some of his passing in the game I was quite impressed with that. Yeah, and right, the one thing I'm going to mention. Well, there's 2-3 things actually. One of the biggest people are really having a go at me, but I'm okay with that because I'm thick-skinned. But I'm not going to sit on the fence. No, not today, not tomorrow. Because our club has been ruined because us fans have let this happen. I mean, Fergie took it and accepted it, and we've all taken it in turn. If Fergie, like when the Sky was here in 1998, Fergie and David Gill were out there saying this is bad for business, never let this happen. The fans went mental. Sky backed down. But when the Glazers came in, Fergie didn't say anything. He didn't say a word. That didn't mean he wasn't happy about it. Of course he wasn't happy. He just knew that. But as long as they didn't interfere with football, and this is my point, was when I was speaking to this, he got away with it because he still had young players, and Ronaldo and everyone were all bought. Rooney was bought before they came in, so we had a young team in the making. All Fergie's the new team he was putting together was already in, the majority of it, and then he was ready to go again. And so the problem was from back then. Since they've come in, they've never backed Alan Smith. They're playing with him in the midfield. Then in the summer they got Carrick. They bought one player, one midfielder that year, Michael Carrick. The following year, they bought 4. They bought Hargreaves, Nani and Anderson, and they've got Tevez. And I think we got that goalie as well, Kushak. But he was on a free, he was cheap as chips. But that was it. That was the last. That was the last time Fergie splurged on top players, top talent, who everyone was trying to get their hands on. Was Hargreaves, Anderson, and Nani, and Tevez as well. There's a lot of clubs after Tevez. To be fair, Fergie tried to get Mascherano as well. So that tells you where Fergie was at. But did we win that, or did he go? I don't know what he ended up at Liverpool anyway. To be fair, I'm glad. I know that was football back in the day. It was done. I'm not spilling, but my point was the board was bad then. That was the last time Fergie was backed. I'm not. And proof is that Ronaldo left. They got Michael Owen, Obertan, and Valencia. You're replacing the World Player of the Year with 3 players that couldn't combine give you what Ronaldo gave you in 1 year. That's alarm bells ringing loud and clear. The following season you got no one. Then we got. Oh no! Did we get no one? I don't think we ripped up trees. Ashley Young. We got Ashley Young actually. He didn't rip up trees. I mean, come on, Ashley Young, come on. Ashley Young, flipping heck. Really? He was going to be the game changer. He was going to be the difference. No chance. Not. Why did Ashley Young ever play for United? I'm sorry, but Ashley Young was at the right calibre of the team now, which we had Dyer, and he came in that team and we were decent. But I'm just saying that's how bad the board was, and Fergie was feeding off scraps. This was back then, and just because they kept winning games, it was papering over the cracks. It was absolutely papering over the cracks, and it was always going to run out. That luck was always going to run out. When we lost the league to City, Fergie must have gone in and kicked some down doors and said, "Listen, you get me a striker whether you like it or not, because we would have won that league had we had a striker." Blah blah blah, and all the rest of it. We got Van Persie. That was the last hurrah by Fergie. And I'm now thinking that, for me, Fergie papered over the cracks because he used to say there's no value in the markets, and the proof to that was everyone else was buying all these players we couldn't buy. And it's only natural they got better than us. And they didn't just go better than us, they surpassed us. And we've just stayed in the background and let it happen and watch it and admire it and say, how did that happen? So the whole thing, it's all done with the ownership. We need to get rid of these owners. Today's football, forget today's football, because we should have won that game. But we need to get behind these owners. Ironically, I was going to say, if we had lost the game today, how would that have gone down? And I'm actually gutted that our United fans didn't get in with the Wolves fans to shout. Today was a perfect opportunity to show you to how annoyed you are with the team. Now, in the management, because that's our biggest bugbear. Listen, we're never going to move on until we can sort this thing at the top out. Because every time we try to, that burden, that weight is draining us. It's overpowering, it's overbearing, it's too much. No one has been able to take this and walk with it. Every single guy we've got is crumbled. Our current manager. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned about Ahmad, who was just greedy today. I mean, I don't know what was wrong with it. He's just, maybe he was wanting to sign off. Maybe this was the other thing. This was his last game. I believe he goes off to the AFCON now, and he was just trying to score before he went, because he was really, really selfish today. And I didn't know why. There was no reason for him to be so selfish. But anyway, we won. So I'm not. They were all okay. Everyone, man of the match, Mason Mount. But I do want to mention the manager. I mean, I really have to go at the manager. I mean, I'm just seeing there's 1, 2. Three defenders. He used his quota of subs, but 3 of them were defenders. When was the last time this manager, played a game without changing the defence? It's not like our wing backs are bursting a gut and bombing up and down non-stop for 90 minutes that they need to be put on the ventilator to get to breathe. And, they need oxygen masks because they couldn't bust a gut. The only time they're busting a gut is by getting their paycheck. Yeah, so why does he do it every game? The only guy, he took Heaven off. He took Dallo off, Mazraoui off. Why? They're waste of 3 subs. And did you know, you're 4-1, put one of the youngsters on. This manager's going to kill our record. He's absolutely going to kill our record. I can see it coming. But that's for another day. I'm sick of the manager. I'm really, really sick. Give him Manu from the 77th minute. Are you for real? I mean, how can I get behind the manager when he's making mistake after mistake? That in itself is just crying out to be sacked. But he's getting away with it because he's the manager's guy. The board's guy. That's the only reason he's getting away with it. Because I'm telling you now, no other club would take this, nor would they tolerate it. Bruno can say no wrong, and he never gets benched, even though he's been having he's again even today. Okay, he scored 2 goals and he got an assist, but he was awful. I mean, if he was half a good player, honestly, he could have doubled his tallies in assists today. He could have got like 6 assists today. But always the wrong part. And the other thing for me, Cunha's gone back to his own club. He was on a brilliant game, to be fair. Well, that's pushing it, but he was on a good game for his standard. Because I don't think, for me, he's not hit the ground running yet. But today was one of his better games. And you could see that how much it meant. He just wanted to get a goal today. And he was trying everything. Everyone was trying to get him to score other than Bruno. And he had a perfect opportunity to give him the penalty, but no, because he's Mr. Selfish. It's all about Bruno. It's all about, see me, I'm the great. If it wasn't for me, the team would be ruined. Mate, if it wasn't for you, we'd be higher up the table. Yeah, you're the problem in the team. And I'm sick of this coward manager and the fans that are saying that Bruno's the saviour. Bruno's this, Bruno's that. Bruno's never been the saviour, and he never will be the saviour. We will be saved the day he walks out this club. Trust me on this. He is not as good as he thinks he is. Yeah, so let him go, and I'm happily to see, I'll be there waving him goodbye. Get rid of this guy. He is like the owner. They're cancerous, and he is as well, and it's all a bad taste. Now they all need to go. Well, saying that, I had a little pot I was going to throw today as Ugarte. I was going to pick up and go, Ugarte, take Ugarte. There, Bruno, you go as well. Because that's where I'm at. But I'm on strict orders today, so I've had to. I'm sure they've hid them from me just in case I've seen them. Anyway, I can't do that. So really frustrated with their subs and the selfishness of this team. They're not a team. That's just it. They're not a team. They all play for themselves. They're all selfish. Especially, Bruno's never been about the team. It's always been about him. It's never his fault. But he's there to take all the glory. And when he takes all the glory, it's all him. It's all me. I got 2 goals. I did this, I did that. Mate, you shouldn't even be playing. You are not better than Kobe. And I'm not saying that because he's English and you're Portuguese. Not at all. Just saying the state and the facts. You think you're as good as Paul Scholes. I'm sorry. I've said it before and I'll say it again. And I'm not the only one. Who am I? Zidane. The great Zidane said the best player, Paul Scholes. No one's ever going to say, oh, I wish I played with Bruno Fernandes. No one. Maybe Dorgu. Yeah. This is Zinedine Zidane, one of the best players football's ever seen. And he's saying the one player he wished he played with and the hardest player to play against was Paul Scholes. And he's not the only one. You had Schneider, you had Pirlo, the great Pirlo, Iniesta, Xavi, Henry. These are the 5 at the top of my head. And then you've got listen, I love Stevie G. Even though he's a Liverpool fan, and that was hard for me to say, I really wanted him to come to United. He's turning around and says, and he goes, Paul Scholes. If Stevie G saying Paul Scholes, rip rip it all up because it doesn't mean anything. Because this is a guy, even though he was our biggest rival, he's telling you the truth. And there's nothing worse and harder for someone, your main rivals, your biggest rivals, but the truth is the truth. And if you're lying, when you don't admit the truth, then you look foolish. So I give credit to Stevie G for calling it how it is. Right. We won today. So I'm really happy, really happy. I'm actually really relaxed today. I wasn't expecting that. I was not expecting that. I was actually relaxed during the game, and I think it's because Wolves were that bad. So I'm not getting carried away. I'm hoping next Monday's a similar game result. But there's going to be... I'm doing this because there's going to be so much talking so much rubbish that's going to go from here to next Monday until till the end of January. It's that time of the year now. We're going to get linked to every player under the sun, and when we don't get anyone, they're going to turn around and say, "Oh, we're getting them for the summer." We're getting no one. We're getting no one in January. And do you know? Like, I'll give you a perfect example. The kind of calibre we're going to end. Our candidates, our three midfielders, we need to get in the summer: Wharton, Baleba, Anderson. Forget anyone else. We need Premiership proven. Okay, forget Baleba's having a stinker. That can happen. But he's worth taking a risk on. 100%. 100%. And if Anderson's hit his ceiling, he's playing his A game, and this guy, Baleba's going to trust me on this. Today's the 8th of December, and it's going to be obvious on my profile. Wherever Baleba goes, a year from now, this guy will surpass Anderson. It doesn't matter where he goes. I'm hoping and praying that it's us. I really do. But he needs someone like... There's no point in getting a Baleba and then playing him next to Bruno, because that's never going to work. So if we need an Anderson, a Wharton and a Baleba, because on their own they don't work, but together they could be formidable. Oh my God, they would be unbelievable. And then you got Kobe in the mix as well. Kobe wants out because of the manager. I don't think Kobe's gone. And if the manager sells Kobe, then the manager's got to go. Even contemplating that conversation, the manager has to go. Right. On that note, forget it, rip it up. I'm still on the same page. I want the manager gone. I want the captain gone. Can't accept coward football. But we won today, over the moon. So I don't want to be a bitter one. I just want to keep it short and sweet. On to the next one. Monday night. Hopefully it's another 3 points. Because we, Man United, and we're always one win away from disaster. Does it mean we're going to make it 2 on Monday? I hope so. But I'm not going to get excited. We're going to get 5. So United stand, my brother. Get back in your box. Put your clippers away. Ain't your time just yet. Nowhere near, mate. Hopefully. I'll pray for you over winter, that it happens for you. But for now, thanks for joining, everyone. Please, I'm enjoying this. Give me your comments, drop in your comments, and I'll always come back to you. And spread the word, share it, that there's an Asian brother out there, a Scottish, diehard Man United fan. Let's share the love. For now, have a fantastic week. Peace, love to everyone, and God bless you all. Take care.